In the heart of the whispering wood, where leaves shimmer and rivers sing, lived a little red fox named Finn. He wasn't the fastest fox, or the cleverest, but he was full of curiosity. Finn wore a bright blue scarf around his neck, a gift from his grandmother, and it bounced as he trotted along the forest paths. One morning, the sun peeked through the trees like it was playing hide and seek. Finn was chasing a dancing leaf when he heard a voice deep and rumbly coming from the river bend. Not here either, the voice sighed. Finn tiptoed closer and found a brown bear sitting by the water. The bear wore a necklace made of shiny river stones, each one carved with tiny marks. His name was Bobby, and he was known for being gentle and wise. "What are you looking for?" Finn asked, his nose twitching. Bobby turned slowly. "I've lost the map," he said. "The Moonlight Map. It shows the way to the clearing of wishes. I made it a long time ago with someone very special." Finn tilted his head. "Clearing of wishes? That sounds magical." "It is," said Bobby. "But you can't get there unless the map is lit by fairy light." "Fairy light?" Finn gasped. "Do fairies really exist?" Bobby nodded slowly. "There's one that lives in the blossom tree beyond the river, but she hasn't been seen in many seasons." Without another word, Finn's scarf flapped behind him as he darted toward the blossom tree. Bobby chuckled and followed. The blossom tree stood alone in a quiet clearing, its petals glowing softly like stars. Finn took a brave step forward and called out, "Hello, is anyone home?" At first, nothing happened. Then whoosh, a swirl of sparkles burst from the branches. Out floated a tiny fairy with long golden hair, sparkly wings, and a dress made of green leaves and soft pink petals. "I'm Lumie," she said with a voice like wind chimes. "Why have you come?" Bobby stepped forward. "We're looking for the Moonlight Map. It's been lost for many years, and we want to find the clearing of wishes." Lumie tilted her head. "That place only opens to hearts full of kindness, not just those who seek wishes." Finn looked at Bobby. Bobby looked at Lumie, and all three nodded together. "Then maybe we should go together," Finn said quietly. Lumie smiled. "All right, but first, we must find where the map is hidden. I sense it's near the old owl's tree." And so, the three set off together, a fox in a scarf, a bear with a necklace, and a fairy made of light. But deep in the forest, something watched from behind a thorn bush. Something with sharp eyes. The journey to the owl's tree wasn't easy. Thick vines blocked the path. The wind blew strange whispers, and once, Finn tripped over a root and rolled down a hill like a bouncing berry. But with Lumie's soft light and Bobby's strength, they finally reached the tree old and crooked, with bark like folded wings. "The owl once guarded many secrets," Lumie whispered, hovering in front of the tree. "We must ask kindly." Bobby placed a paw on the trunk and spoke gently. "If you remember me, old friend, help us now." There was a long pause. Then creak, a hollow opened in the tree. Inside was a scroll wrapped in silver thread and moss. "The Moonlight Map," Lumie gasped. Bobby's eyes misted as he held it carefully in his big paws. Finn stood on tiptoe. Where does it lead? Lumie unrolled the scroll. The symbols shimmered as her fairy light touched them. Beyond the fern fields, she said, where the sky opens and wishes bloom. They hurried toward the place the map showed. As they ran, the stars came out above, and a soft breeze carried the scent of wildflowers. At last, they reached a quiet glade. It glowed softly in the moonlight filled with tall silver grass and flower petals that shimmered like glass. In the center stood a smooth stone with old markings. This is it, Bobby whispered, the clearing of wishes. Lumie hovered above the stone and sang a quiet tune. Her wings glowed bright, and the map burst into light. The markings on the stone lit up. Each of them stepped forward and placed a paw, a foot, or a sparkle of magic on the stone. A warm breeze whooshed past them. The grass rustled with joy. Suddenly, soft lights floated through the air, dozens of tiny glowing orbs. They weren't just lights. They were wishes, old ones, waiting to be heard. Finn's eyes sparkled. What do we do now? We listen, Lumie smiled. We carry these wishes to others. We remember them. Bobby looked around. Then the real magic is sharing it. They stood in silence, surrounded by glowing wishes, each heart filled with wonder. And from that day on, whenever someone in the forest felt lost or forgotten, they'd find a little fox with a scarf, a bear with a stone necklace, or a fairy who glowed like moonlight, ready to remind them that kindness, friendship, and hope are the greatest wishes of all.